Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I first discovered I had the ability to sleepwalk when I was in sixth grade. Actually, I was watching a science program on the Discovery Channel, and one summer they were going to do a live show when there was a solar eclipse in another country. It would have been 5 a.m. our time. And I used to have a hard time waking up early in the morning, so I set several alarm clocks for like 3:30, 4 o'clock. I knew I was going to hit the snooze a couple of times, so I set the alarm and I went to sleep. Now, the alarm went off, but it was in the middle of a dream, and the alarm appeared in my dream. The sound of the alarm got mixed in with my dream for some reason, and I still woke up, so that was good. I got to catch the program on the solar eclipse. I think it was the last solar eclipse of the millennium was what it was called. I'll let you Google that to see if you could still find information about that. And they were talking about eclipse watchers from all around the world traveling to, I believe it was Spain that time. And so I watched live with them, so that was nice. And it was a weird dream, and I've since learned that I could just turn on some TV program, I could listen to it and go to sleep, and sometimes the information would come up in my dream. If I want to learn something on YouTube, I sometimes turn on a series of videos and then I go to sleep. And if I'm lucky, some of that information appears in a dream. I had a very tough time learning about neural networks. And one night I went to sleep listening to a series of videos like that. I dreamt that I was on this spaceship. We were looking for life on another planet. And I learned about, in my dream, I visualized how the networks worked and how we tweaked the data and all that. And when I woke up, it was a lot easier for me to digest the material. And that wasn't unusual for me. Now, sometimes it goes the other way around. Sometimes when I'm really exhausted, things that actually happen feel like dreams to me. And it's almost like sleepwalking. I was living in New York, and I was having a lot of difficult times finding good roommates. I was living in one house, and a neighbor was making drugs or something, and it made me ill. I later learned that they were probably cooking methamphetamines, and I moved in a hurry. I stayed at a hotel for a couple of nights in a weird part of New York, and I wasn't sleeping right. One night, I thought I had dreamt that I walked next door to get some snacks or something like that. It wasn't until the morning I woke up I realized I actually did go next door to get the snacks. And I did this when I went on vacation as well. I traveled to Warsaw back in 2016. And one night I thought I dreamt I went next door to buy some non-alcoholic beer. And while buying the beer next door, I had a really good conversation with a girl at the counter, and when I woke up, I was like, too bad, it was only a dream. But then I realized I had all these empty beer bottles in my room. That wasn't a dream. And I went out looking for the girl, but I never saw her. I didn't see her again for the rest of that trip. And I thought about her all year. The following year, I went back to Warsaw. And when I got off the train, I made a beeline to that same convenience store to see if I could find her. And I found her. And what was really funny was she remembered me, because she remembered me going into the store at 2 in the morning buying non-alcoholic beer. She thought I was a recovering alcoholic, and I had switched to non-alcoholic beer. And so it became a funny story for her to tell everybody she knew. Well, unfortunately, a few moments later, as I was talking to her, she referenced something about her husband, what her husband did for a living or something like that. And when I heard the word husband, my heart just sank. But then I remembered that it gave me a lot of optimism, thinking about her all year and wanting to impress her and all that. So it wasn't the end of the world. Now, earlier this year, I was upset at the whole tariff situation, right? A lot of my art supplies, especially the Bisma, is affected by that, and even the other art supplies that I'm working with are affected. I had a dream one night about the whole tariff situation and about the Doge situation, about people who are over 200 years old and still collecting Social Security. I dreamt that up in heaven, Mary Curry was still collecting Social Security, and she was using it to research polonium-210. And unfortunately, her Social Security got cut off, and also polonium is also made from bismuth. The tariffs really affected her work too, and now she was just bored out of her mind, nothing to do with her life. And so, and I woke up, and it helped me digest the whole situation. I don't know why I connected the dots like that, but that's how I took in the situation with the tariffs and the Doge. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.